Gusto niyo ba matutunan kung paano makuha ang area under the curve? May iba't ibang paraan kung paano ito makuha. One way to get the area under the curve is to use Riemann sums. Riemann sums are a method in calculus used to approximate the area under a curve by dividing it into smaller, manageable pieces. We do this by dividing the area under the curve into rectangles and summing their areas. Regular partitions refer to dividing the interval over which the function is defined into equally spaced subintervals. It simply means dividing the area under the curve into equal-sized sections, like cutting a cake into equal slices. For example, if you have a curve between points A and B on the x-axis, you can split the interval from A to B into smaller intervals of equal length. These smaller intervals are what we call regular partitions. Then, within each of these intervals, you can find the height of the curve and multiply it by the width of the interval. Finally, you add all these individual areas to get an approximation of the total area under the curve. Pakatandaan na as the size of the subintervals decreases, the accuracy of the approximation improves, converging towards the actual area under the curve.
Simple lang ang pag-illustrate ng Riemann sums. Gumagamit tayo ng graph para i-demonstrate visually kung paano ito kinakalculate.
You would partition the x-axis into equal intervals, then draw rectangles on each interval such that they approximate the area under the curve. Halimbawa, meron tayong function ng 1/2 x squared, n equals 4 or bilang ng mga subinterval or rectangles, at ang interval na 0, 4, we can obtain the area using the left endpoint, right endpoint, and midpoint by using this formula. Sa paggamit ng left endpoint, sisimulan natin sa mga point sa kaliwa, kaya mayroon tayong 0, 1, 2, at 3. To get the height of each rectangle, we'll use the function and substitute the values of x, so we have these values. Para naman sa width, we'll use this formula. Sa ating interval na 0, 4, ang A ay ang 0 at ang B ay 4. Kapag inilagay natin to sa formula, we'll get 1. With these values, we can now plug it in para makuha ang area gamit ang left endpoint. We'll just sum the height of each rectangle, which equals to 7, and multiply it sa width, which is 1. So the area using left endpoint is 7 square units. Tandaan na while n increases, the area using left endpoint will increase to the actual area. This is called the under approximation. Sa paggamit ng right endpoint, ang process ay katulad sa left endpoint, but the points are different. Instead using the points from the left, we'll use the points from the right. So we have 4, 3, 2, and 1, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. With these values, we can just plug it in the formula and we'll get the area, which is 15 square units. Para naman sa right endpoint, tandaan na while n increases, the area of this will decrease to the actual area. This is also called the over approximation. After we get the area of left and right endpoints, pwede na nating kunin ang average nito upang makuha ang mas accurate na area. Kaya't ang area ng left, which is 7, plus ang area ng right, which is 15 all over 2, is equals to 11 square units. At ang panghuli naman ay ang midpoint. The process is the same, just like what we did sa left and right endpoint. Ang kinaibahan lang, instead using the left or right points, we'll use the middle points. So ang gitna ng 0 at 1, which is 0.5, sa 1 at 2, which is 1.5, sa 2 at 3, which is 2.5, at 3 at 4, which is 3.5. With these values, we'll just plug it in again sa formula and we'll get the area, which is 10.52 square units. Remember that compared sa left at right endpoints, mas magandang gamitin ang midpoint since midpoint is a good approximation of the actual area under the curve. Overall, as n increases, the accuracy of approximation also increases.
Ayaw niyo ba sa graphs? May isa pang paraan para ma-visualize ang Riemann sum, at ito ang paggamit ng tables.
The illustration shows a table with two rows. The first one with x represents the partitions to which here we are given 4 that amounts to 3 subintervals. The corresponding values in second row with f of x is basically the length of x, where in this case is given. Now by following the formula to compute for the delta x, or basically the width of x, and by also following the same formula mentioned previously for area, we can now find its approximated area, to which in this case is 22.
Teka! Alam niyo ba kung ano ang net area? Oo? Hindi? Siguro? Wala kayong choice. Tara, makinig kayo.
Okay, balik tayo sa graphs. Unlike the previous illustrations, the curve with this one went below the x-axis. And to compute its area, we'll first gamit lang naman yung naon na naturang formula for approximating area. The difference here is that the area below x-axis will be subtracted from the area above x-axis. Why? Kasi basically negative ang length ng partitions or ng y below x-axis. Now, by representing the area above x-axis as a1 and the area below x-axis as a2, and also by assuming that we already have both areas, then by subtracting them, we will be able to get its net area. Here, with a1 being 22 and a2 being 10, following the formula a1 minus a2, we now have the illustration's net area, which is 12.
Thank you for watching! Sana may natutunan kayo!